Hey people, Ingrid here, 53 Faction War. This is Cathari Ruins and Tyranids versus Imperial Guard. Blue team for the Tyranids, Olev with a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling commander, great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon, there he is, but can get melee gear. Very shiny and blue over here, Olev. Alongside two Hive Tyrants. First up is Hunter and Hive Minion we have here. These guys walk through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense, disruption and support begin in melee combat with a basic synapse. Big stompy fellas. Red Imperial Guard team, we have Torpid, Elite League winner Torpid with a Lord General. Fights in ranged combat with a retinue of Stormtroopers. Can add to this retinue throughout the game and has powerful defense and support. This is the Armageddon Steel Legion elite scheme. They got the gas mask on. Alongside here, Merrill, a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support begins with a refractor shield. Fights in melee combat, gets two quick kills there on the Termagants. He's apparently the keeper of Hentai. I mean, someone has to keep it safe, right? And rounding off the teams here, Broodwitch with an Inquisitor, offensive hero, powerful control with some support too. Begins in melee combat but can get specialized ranged weapons, tangling with some Termagants. Can have a frantic start on Cathari Ruins, so expect a lot of early pressure from the Tyranids. They've got to try and get, obviously got to try and get squad wipes and massive amounts of pressure on the power. It's a good start. Decapping it over here is Hunter. Might even try and get that cap. Hormagaunts running around in the back lines. The stomps will be important. That one was missed. No double sentinel openings here, which can be a strong start against Tyranids, as we've seen. This is perhaps a relatively cramped map though. It's not like Grey Sark or one of the arena maps or even Estia where there's some room to maneuver. That could be a factor. Some good stomps there. That Guardian squad does get away from Torpid. They do have their Sergeant, so they'll reinforce two at a time. Torpid, of course, trying to use the Lord General in close combat to tie things up. They don't want to stick around there though. I mean, it's not like he's super far from base, so preserve some stuff, get back there. Tyranids did some decapping. They even noted this power look. I mean, it's a good start. Just got to be careful not to overextend. I think now is the time to pull back slightly. Look at these guys. These guys are clear. They could pull back to the VP and wait for the squads that have already retreated to get back out there. I think we've got to see some more tunnels also from Olev. 498 to 500. Just fill the map with capillary towers too. Maybe improved synapse from Hunter, the central Hive Tyrant here. Or maybe from both of them, because they might not always be around. Hunter. Raveners on the way for Olev. Get some of that ranged firepower out to shoot down these sentinels. Lord Commissar with his power sword there, as you saw. Some Raveners already up for Hunter. These guys can burrow strike. Good in both melee and ranged combat. There's the strike. Good disruption as they emerge there. Good stomp though from Merrill, and another one from Torpid, but this guy might be in trouble. That's a whole bunch of Termagants around. Has to try and maneuver out there. Hormagaunts also, I think, is going to drop, and it does drop. Flamers over here though, doing some work. Now, does Torpid replace that Sentinel? If not, we could be looking at a quick Tier 2 quick Chimera, maybe some Ogryns thrown in there. 495 to 487. This Ravener's going to go down. Down he goes, and Torpid gets away okay-ish, I think. Yes. You know, if those Raveners forced close combat, there might have been a dead Guardsman squad. Speaking of Guardsman squad, Broodwitch has some capping. We have a heavy weapon squad here with a heavy bolter. The Hive Tyrants, of course, cannot be suppressed, but they will take a hell of a lot of damage if they get close to this thing. We see an improved synapse on Hive Minion. Oh, look at this. He's changing to the extended carapace to allow him to charge down the heavy weapon squad, so maybe a waste of an improved synapse there. I don't think that's super necessary. There's room to maneuver around it, and your ally has Raveners. You see triple Termagants from Hive Minion. 464 to 487. We might see a charge over here. Eats the Hammer of the Witches. There's a charge. Oh, but goes into these rocks. There are some things that the Hive Tyrant cannot crush. Like these. These are really hard to destroy. Which is why I put one on each side. So the teams have not permanent cover, but something that's very difficult to destroy at least. A late Warrior Brood here for Olev. Maybe a Barbed Strangler. We got Catechins up for Merrill, who are capping the northeast. What's this? Some sneaky Hormagaunts. That thing's being loaded. Hive Minion pushing through. Gets stomped. Here comes Torpid with the assist. Does have the Medical Sergeant over there. See him with the pistol. Waving his chainsword around. He can give out medical packs to allied squads. Pretty useful. Brood Nest going up from Hive Minion. I see a lot of those too. They have a turret in the mid and some more up here. Yes, 2 of them on this VP. Looks like Torpid and Merrill have kind of swapped places. Something you can do on maps where your bases are pretty close. And it is a Barbed Strangler we see. Trying to control these Catechins. Sentinel gets in. And gets a pretty good stomp, but can it get away? Because that's Raveners shooting at you. That's a bunch of Termagants. Toxin Sacs only on 1, but I think it's going to go down. And it does go down. Barbed Strangler, I think, got the last hit. How often do you see a Barbed Strangler shot take down a Sentinel? Raveners getting in there. Hive Tyrant giving everything basic Synapse, of course, around it. And the turret is dealt with. They swarmed. It's going to get harder and harder to swarm like that, though, of course. What are you fellas up to? Watching for the flank over here, Broodwitch. Termagants capping mid. It's going to get harder and harder as the Imperial Guard get more things for the Tyranids to have to deal with. They're going to have vehicles up soon. Torpid and Broodwitch going tier 2. Look at Hunter, though. Got tier 2 in pretty good time, considering Raveners are up and the double Toxin Sacs Termagants. And they're bashing power here. Got 2 of the generators. Nicely done. Oh, down goes the Ravener again. A couple of sloppy losses on this Ravener here for Olev. Obviously, attention elsewhere. Not sure where, though. These guys are just at base. Maybe these fellas. Oh, they're trying to get in on the turret. Unable to fully surround it. They can't shoot at things in melee range. Although getting some random shots off there for some reason. Come on, sorry, you got to move. There we go. What's that? Aura of Discipline it is. Suggests maybe Ogryns. 426 to 487. Not sure how much good you're going to do, fella. Those crippling poisons will control that guy pretty well. And now these guys are going to be dealt with by the Barbed Strangler. And this VP should turn blue. They'll shoot down the turret as well. Hive Minion gets away. Still had Extended Carapace locked in. Sentinel for Broodwitch, the only one still going. Gets away some missile shots. Torpid dropping a heavy turret. Not sure how much this thing costs, but Torpid doesn't have much resources quite now, so maybe quite a lot. Getting Commissars up. Allowing his squads to reinforce 3 at a time. Decent little combat model in his own right as well. Oh. Hunter with the Venom Cannon up. Have they already... No, they haven't seen the Chimera, I don't think. Oh, he gets shot down, though. Now it's the Imperial Guard turns to pressure. Zoanthrope is up. In fact, double Zoanthropes from Hunter. And a Tyrant Guard for Hive Minion. Venom Brood already in play with ranged Synapse. There's that Chimera. Allows the Imperial Guard to reinforce in the field and also acts as a transport. They're setting up shop here. We'll see if the Tyranids can still swarm them. We're going to see a revive from Hive Minion, which will definitely level that Hive Tyrant. Look at the damage on his Termagants now. Where's the Brood Nest? They haven't replaced the one that was shot down. Uh-oh, you got to run. Hunter gets away. Look at these rosters for the Tyranids. So much stuff. Can't make it work just yet. So Venom Brood, we have a Venom Brood also for Olev. Zoanthropes can do their focused Warp Blast. So the Chimera will have some threats on the field. Backed up by an Executioner heavy turret. Torpid says, gone plasma on it now, so be wary. Does this thing do friendly fire? I'm not sure I was aware of that, if that's the case. Sniper getting shots in for Torpid. Now has the Commissar Retinue filler. Look at that, that's that shield. I believe it's 55% range damage resistance for anything inside it. Mostly, it's just his Retinue, but makes him into a very annoying combat unit to try and shoot down. 237 to 487. Flanking in are some Venom Brood. Might be able to get on the Sentinel to deal with the turret, that's for sure. That turret goes down to a Tyrant Guard. There we go. Was able to get in with its heavy melee weapon and take down that thing. That thing has vehicle armor. And now, so does the Tyrant Guard with his shield wall up. And it's spinning as it heals. I don't know if this missile launcher is enough to deal with it alone. Crossbow bolt pistol for the Inquisitor and Excruciators. The mid, though, is still red. And the Ravenous Alpha is still down. Capillary Tower here. And another. And a bunch more. I don't see any brood nests. Oh, we do see improved Synapse, though. I was expecting that a little bit earlier. Plasma guns up on the Guardsmen. They can now target the Warrior Broods and the Venom Broods and take them down quickly since they're heavy infantry. Creeping Barrage does a good job, but can't knock back those Hive Tyrants. Trying to get the shield up his Hunter, but it doesn't come in time to help that cat. Meriel now with another Chimera Torpid, still with just double Guardsmen. Hive Minion has to flee. We need names for these Hive Tyrants, by the way. You'll have to suggest them in the comments, because I'm paying too much attention to the carnage to come up with some. Down goes the Chimera. Another turret is dropped. And Tyranid, look, they did it. They brute forced their way in. 133 to 487. It's double cap for Imperial Guard with a big VP lead. You fellas need to cap, I think, guys. The turret will go down eventually. Not sure what these guys are doing. Need to shoot it, not run towards it. Down it goes. Tyrant Guard again doing the job. So much death. Zoanthropes getting shots in there. But they certainly scared them off. How are you still level 1, Hunter? These Tyranid heroes struggling to level. Where's Broodwitch? Must be inside the Chimera. Lord Commissar now has the Flak Jacket. Inspire Terror. Can be pretty terrifying for Zoanthropes. Also great in general against Synapse creatures. There's a Brood Nest from Hive Minion. Tyranids have taken the southwest too. There's the 2-to-1. Maybe a Hive Node up from Olev would be good. Got no war gear. Tier 3 for Torpid. Wants to drop a Leman Russ, I guess. Can you check this Mary? I think he's talking about coming to check this power. They don't have vision on it like we do. That's dicey. Trying to control multiple plasma squads with your Warrior Brood. They're going to take some shots. So those guys duck the hell out of there. Might be a good time to go for the power. Sending everything to check on this thing. Absolute wreck in the middle. Autocannon is up. A Manticore for Broodwitch. That could be a big deal because it might be able to get into a position where it can fire on all 3 VPs. Maybe. Might not be the safest position. Tyranid is defending the southwest. Hive Minion now also has a Venom Cannon. Extended carapace can allow you to chase stuff and shoot it down, which is quite useful. That's some AV for sure. Bit of damage there on the Chimera. Manticore backs the hell off. 101-382. Trying to power bash here is Torpid. Level 3 guardsmen have done well. They've certainly killed themselves some Xenos. Leman Russ dropped in. There's a Venom Brood right there, and they are spotted and tied up. Here comes Merrill. I don't think Olev should stay here. Just run away, fella. Wants to save the power, of course, but this is too much. On the other side, though, his teammates are pushing 2v1 against Brood Witch and getting a power bash of their own. Sentinel drops. That's a Hell Fury. Hive Tyrant shrugging it off, but might need to run anyway. Yes, does run. Level 3 and level 2, the Hive Tyrants. What are we going to call those guys? Maybe they should be sisters. Everyone's saying I should give more female names to the Hive Tyrants. I think there's only been 2. Double Tyrant Guards for Hive Minion. Taking so much damage from the plasma guns though. They're not gonna last long. Is this 3 full squads of plasmas? I think it might be. Yes. And 2 more for Brood Witch as well. The Commissar's level 4. Doing a hell of a lot of support stuff with this Aura of Discipline. Blue team might want to try and focus this guy down whenever they see him. And there's this. Another creeping barrage it is. Hits it pretty well too. They've had this power locked down for a while. The Imperial Guard do have their own one back. I mean, they still have it capped, but it's just been denoded for a while now. Down goes the Brood Nest, 100-316. First Carnifex hits the field, stomping around for Olev. Barb Strangler you'd expect, but we'll see. Torpid with the Executioner, great against these clumps of infantry. Not quite as great against the Carnifex. And if you look at the raw damage numbers, this is 33 plasma cannon. I think the Vanquisher cannon is like 35 or 36. You might look at that and think, what's the big difference? It's not much DPS. But the Vanquisher has much longer range for one. Also, it delivers a lot of that DPS in one big burst, which is what you want for an anti-vehicle weapon, since you're going to deliver a lot more of that damage over the same period of time, most of the time, since vehicles will be moving and try and get out of the way. Just need that one shot, especially if it's a rear armor. Look how much time the Leman Russ needs to deliver that same damage over a much shorter range. Manticore Strike gets rid of some stuff. Chimera goes down, and we do see a Barb Strangler. Single cap for Imperial Guard, down to 6 VPs to Tyranids. They're going down here. Maybe. Yes. Excruciators from the Inquisitor messing up the Venom Brood. Autocannon is dealt with. Tyranids have the 2-1, but how long can they hold on to it? There's the double. Gonna get a triple here. Kasrkin on the way for Torpid. The Leman Russ does survive at level 2. Now with 1320 hit points, they need more Leman Russes. They can't let these Carnifexes roam. I mean, aside from the Leman Russ, what else is there? The autocannon, I guess, can do some work against the Carnifexes. Nothing else, really. The Cataton Sarge, I don't even have him. Kasrkin can't get melter guns anymore, I'm pretty sure. And this is not the ideal weapon, as we've discussed, for taking out large targets. 5-264. Need some anti-vehicle, fellas. Torpid dares onto it. He's asking for some las cannons. Oh, Manticore wiping out Termagants. Those were Hive minions, now down to just 3 units. Carnifex with a Venom Cannon. Might be able to hunt down the Leman Russ if he can find it on low health. Manticore is level 2 with the Storm Eagle. 1-to-1 cap here. Is that Storm Eagle worth it? So how much does it improve the damage for? By? I don't think it's that much. I think it might even increase the cooldown time. It's a lot of firepower. Holy crap. Barb Strangler, look at this. Oh my goodness, so much death. That was so much death. Zone Throats are shooting in there as well. That was Emperor's Wrath, I think. Yes, it was. Manticore will actually do a lot of damage to the Carnifexes if they can hit it. Not that easy though. Barb Strangler's not the ideal anti-vehicle weapon because they travel so slowly, but they do deliver, as you can see there, a decent chunk of damage when they land. Very decent. Brood Witch has a Leman Russ of their own. Maybe we'll see a Vanquisher over here. Because these Carnifexes are doing some work. That was so much death. That was like 20 dead guardsmen, I think. Oh, Leman Russ gets very close. Maybe the Cross of the Vara can do it. Nope, gets away. It lives. There's that Vanquisher. 35.71 explosive DPS from big range. Doesn't have vision anymore. 5 to 195. This was a Toronto formation that we missed. Was that little one in the middle. Brood nest up. Tyranid still holding on. Heavy weapons squad here for Torpid. What's this in the northeast? Oh, it's Kasrkin trying to get onto the VP. Double hive nodes to protect this thing. Kasrkin do have that faster capping rate if you have their sergeant. I believe they still have that. Another heavy weapon squad here from Merrill. We do see a last cannon. And that could be a second one on the way. We also see one for Torpid. So they do have some anti-vehicle up. A bit slow to get it going though, weren't they? Those Carnifex has been stomping around for a while. One of them was already level 3, I think. Yeah, this guy. Now trying to heal up. The guard pushing against the northeast VP. Should be able to roll over this. Don't overcommit, says Hunter. Looks like they are not even going to try to defend that VP. They've got a triple though. They're going to stick to the middle and the southwest, I suppose. Can't lose if you always have 2 VPs. Some late Catechins for Brood Witch, which is an odd one. Lots of red. Yeah, they could all drop a rocket run. I mean, Torpid could very soon. Just needs 19 more red. And that could make a big difference. A Lictor up here for Hive Minion. And one on the way for Olev. Some Spore Mines coming out of the Barb Stranglers here. Barb Strangler Carnifexes, I mean. Tyranids are swarming. Lictor in hiding there. Doing some good work. Now eating many plasma guns. Gonna die, I think. There's a rocket run. Doesn't hit super well. They're able to survive it with the Brood Nest kicking off in the middle. Las Cannons. We've got that Leman Russ. Lord Commissar executes the Las Cannon, now doing double damage. Takes out the Carnifex. Nicely done by Merrill. Creeping Mirage now. Did it knock them off their own cap? Seemed like it did. 1-to-1, 5 to 78. They decap the southwest. Tyranids are taking it back. Vanquisher trying to do its thing. Swarm Lord on the way for Hunter. Olev now looking kind of depleted, but so is Merrill. That rocket run from Merrill that he's got in the pipe might be a big difference here. That's Emperor's Wrath that misses. 5 to 73. Tyranids have the double again. Maybe the triple. What is this? It's a Lictor cap-in. And I think it's going to be able to. Yes. There's the triple. And there's a rocket run. It's a decent rocket run. Is there anything here to get on this cap though? Where are the heroes? Meriel's Lord Commissar, level 7. He's done well. Now has the Fist of Brockus trying to heal up. Level 4 Inquisitor has Purgatus. And a level 8 Lord General. Trying to get back out into the field there. Carnifex should be forcing close combat on these guys, I guess. There we go. They should be able to deal with this Leman Russ. Those double Zoanthropes from Hunter have been actually really good. Leman Russ hanging in there. I think this Carnifex is trying to, yeah, melee it down, and down it goes. And there's the game. I wasn't even paying attention, but Tyranids had the single. Oh, it didn't Eurothrope at the end. Tyranids had the single, and they let it tick down. That was close. They had 5 VPs for ages, it felt like. Level 3 Raven Alpha. They had level 6 Hive Tyrant. A level 5 also from Hive Minion. I'm sure you guys will name them well. A level 8 Lord General. Level 7 Lord Commissar. I didn't see any Inspired Terrors, but I'm sure many were attempted. And a level 5 Inquisitor. A strong start from the Tyranids. Imperial Guard really seemed to come back into it. Tier 2 and beginning of Tier 3, as you'd expect perhaps. But the Tyranids stayed strong and stayed swarmy. I think the Hive Tyrants did a great job leading the line. Those Venom Cannons doing some work. And those double Zoanthropes making a big difference. I think that first Carnifex from Olev came out at just the right time to really do some damage. Kind of set back the Imperial Guard team. But that was pretty damn close. 5 VPs in it. It could have been anyone's game if it was just timed differently on the caps. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.